Leadership to me means other people. You know, the joy of helping other people discover the bigness of who they can be, and maybe talents they didn't know they had, and capabilities. So being a part, just a small part of helping other people discover that about themselves.
Playing a part in a team as well, so sometimes it's not always being the one that voices the opinion or takes charge, but maybe you're a silent leader and you're just getting things done behind the scenes.
Someone who's able to effectively bring a group of people together to work toward a bigger cause, and who's able to motivate them to do so.
Being transparent and honest.
Setting a path for people, setting a direction for people, and helping them on that path and direction to achieve goals for the greater good.
Not being afraid to live a little differently than everyone else.
Leadership to me means followership, because if no one follows you, then you're only a leader in your own mind.
A leader is somebody that provides a vision or something that you are trying to achieve other than just managing a specific situation or a group of people.
They have a vision and they see what they want to do, and they round people together and they inspire them to do it. You know, a leader has to be a lot of different things, and primarily they need to be relatively nice.
A good leader is someone that's respected, authentic, and is relatable to individuals.
A good leader is one who is personable, motivational, inspirational.
Knowledge in whatever the area is.
Understanding, passionate, and adjustable.
Effective communication.
Certain stylistic differences that I think people enjoy or don't enjoy, but the biggest thing to me is honesty.
Wisdom, humility, and confidence.
I think people who know how to live out of humility.
Ethics, ethics, and ethics. Being honest, being a person of integrity, being trustworthy. I think we have a real dearth of that right now.
Somebody who is flexible, who's open, who's willing to listen, who has a sense of humor, will stand up and say, hey, I may be wrong, but also somebody who says, hey, you know what, I'm right.
There are good leaders and there are great leaders. Good leaders play a big role in helping others, but great leaders do this in such a way that the people that they're leading don't even know they did it.
Someone who's able to learn how each member that they're working with is motivated.
Getting to really know what they're going through and really asking questions, and having a genuine desire to really lead them and be kind of share your experiences with them.
Someone who can take charge, but with taking the reins very lightly, they can inspire and promote and develop the people underneath them, and then they can also get things done.
It means a person with a vision that can share a vision.
They need to be able to rally people to follow them and give them reason to follow them.
Wants to help others succeed, and they're not just doing it for themselves. They're doing it for the good of the order, or they're doing it to benefit the community that they're within. Some people need more of a servant-based type of leadership, or some people do work well when the leader has more of an authoritarian role and just assigns specific tasks. So with that, the leader has to be adjustable because the followers all are going to require different things.
Looking through the glass where the light bends at the cracks, and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, pretending the echoes belong to some.
Some leaders are great at, like motivating or entertaining or whatever kind of style, that authoritative, whatever it might be.
I don't respond very well to a lot of leadership types, so I don't know what that would be. I think just getting out of my way.
People obviously are more drawn to people who don't tell them how to live, but they show them.
I like a light-handed leadership style, but when I need someone to help me and to lead me, I need them.
If it's more of a interaction than a authoritative demand on your, hey, I'm leading you, this is what you're going to do.
I like to think I lead first by example, and I think style-wise I try to be more of a teacher than anything else.
I respond to leaders that are in touch with the people that they lead, so they know what their followers want and what's best for them.
I respond to someone that knows me and knows what my strengths and weaknesses are and knows how to motivate me. I'm a big fan of more situational leadership.
Silhouettes when our bodies finally go. We'll become.
Leaders are more important than leadership. There's an awful lot of talk about leadership, but there's very few leaders.
But you have one person that ultimately is responsible for looking at all of the pieces. And when you have a complex project, especially nowadays, there's many different moving parts. You need someone to be able to have the time and energy to not think about doing day-to-day tasks like when you're working on the project, but to actually be overseeing all of those various tasks.
If there aren't any leaders, then everyone's just going to think one way, and I think there's a billion different ways to think.
I think it helps motivate people, and I think it helps other people understand what their strengths and weaknesses are, and maybe a leader can help someone else discover that they had some talents that they really hadn't thought about.
I think it's important to have leadership because when you're working with a group of people, a lot of people have their individual unique ideas, but being able to hone them in and all together to work towards the common goal of the team needs to be done by someone.
we have a lot of people that are followers, and leadership is critical if we want to take us and individuals and other people and the world, as I see as the global human condition, to the next level.
Most people need a catalyst to help them become all that they could be, and I think that's what, like I said, what a leader could do, so that's why I think it's important.
To me, I always think of manager as being more of a position or a job title.
A manager is somebody, and there's no disrespect, you know, they're taking care of the operational activities and the tactical activities.
Managers are interested in processes and systems and bottom line and effectiveness and measurability and all that kind of stuff.
I think that anyone can be put into a manager position, as in, you know, do the work for it or have the knowledge, but I don't think everyone's a leader.
I think a manager can be a leader. I don't think a manager necessarily is a leader. You know, you have people that are good at process. You know, they're very good at managing the process of something.
A manager can delegate tasks, but that doesn't necessarily motivate people to want to listen to them or to do those things.
Leadership is a trait, it's a strength in people or a weakness. And so I think leadership is more of a skill set.
If you move up to leadership, you have to have a big, broader view. You're normally asked to have more interpersonal skills. You have to use your analytical skills, but you have to have a strategic, big picture view.
I think a leader has a little more of that more active approach where, yeah, let's come in, but how can I also help you do your job? Or how can we not just meet the minimum expectations? How can we exceed in your performance?
For me, at least, a leader has a vision and a larger idea and an ability to see things beyond the scope of their institution or organization.
Leaders are interested in the behavior of people and building people up.
Too much sense of thinking they know everything when they don't know.
If they're not in touch with like the vision of an organization.
Ego is the major reason why people fail as leaders.
When they are overly authoritative.
You need to be like motivating the organization, but also motivating yourself.
Arrogance, know-it-allism, feeling that you're superior or better than the people that you're leading.
I think when you're working in a group setting and you have someone who's not taking everyone's ideas in consideration, that can be really inhibiting in terms of their leadership skills, but also in terms of the people who are working in the group and them feeling comfortable enough to get their ideas out there.
You can get entrenched very quickly, and you can drink the corporate Kool-Aid, and you can believe everything that's going on, and you don't have sort of the bigger view of what's going on. So taking off some of those blinders, getting out into the world, understanding there's lots of different ways to do things. It just doesn't have to be, you know, the Google way or the Oracle way or whatever have you. There's lots of methods for getting things done.
Leadership to my clients. I provide some leadership to the family that I live with, my family, and the third way I'm a leader is on the baseball field a couple of times a week. I'm being a baseball coach.
I'd say that I'm a leader in my everyday life because I really lead myself to do the things that I want to get accomplished.
I think when leadership evolves out of situations, it's typically out of groups of peers. And that's where true leadership and probably the most successful leaders kind of evolve out of that.
leadership.